Hey guys, my name is Joni and this is Branching Business, and in this video I'll tell you how you can make your own website in 4 simple steps. There was a time in my coding career when I was able to code, but I didn't know what to do after that. I didn't know how to set up my own website. So this video is for you guys who want to set up your own website and not just learn to code on your local server. So yeah, follow these 4 simple steps and you know how you can set up your own website. So first, what you need to do is to learn HTML, CSS and JavaScript. And actually JavaScript is optional because you can do a quite stylish website even just if you use only HTML and CSS, and there are many free tutorials on YouTube that you can utilize. For example, Pro Code has these HTML and CSS and other videos that you can utilize. But actually what I recommend myself is some kind of bootcamp course that you can purchase online. So this bootcamp course from Angela Yu is an excellent option, and I've actually completed it myself. And yeah, so you can, normally this costs around 90 euros or $90, but this course is on sale quite often, so you can get this course for like 10 euros or 10 bucks. And why I really like this course is that this course is really containing everything that you need to know when you're setting up your own website. And yeah, so this course includes large segments of HTML and CSS, and then there are sections of JavaScript and JavaScript frameworks, and there's also a section of databases. And I think that once you do this kind of course, you get a very good idea of what you can do yourself in your own coding projects. And actually, after I finished this course, I didn't do that much stuff with these front-end frameworks. I didn't do that much React or these things myself. I've been doing vanilla JavaScript, and then I've done actually some back-end stuff with PHP after finishing this course. But anyways, you can get a really good idea of what coding is when you do this course. So yeah, so first step is to learn HTML, CSS and JavaScript, and after you've done that, you should actually start working on your website as soon as possible. And you should start working on your website before you've even learned the basics. So when you follow the tutorial, you should start working on your website as soon as possible. And you can use whatever IDE you prefer, but I like VS Code because I like all the nice extensions that I get with VS Code, and I think those extensions can really help a lot in coding. Once you know how to code, and once you've started working on your website, after that you should find the cheapest web hosting service that you can find and buy the option that comes with your own domain. So that's what I've done myself. And why I recommend this, the reason is that you can actually do your own backend and you can host your website on your own, from your own computer if you want, but there are some options available that are cheaper, that are even cheaper than to run your own computer continuously at home. But of course, if you already have a server running, then you can use that server to run your website as well. But personally, I don't want to run my own computer all the time, so I actually recommend some kind of web hosting service, and there are almost all the time very good offers from different web hosting services. And personally, I use service from Finnish service provider called Domain Keskus, which is in English it's domain center, and I got this service for a really good price. It was a promotion offer, and it cost me was it €1.5 for the whole year. Of course, the normal price is much higher, so if you don't want to pay the normal offer, you have to stop using the service for the normal price, and you need to change the service provider before your promotion ends. But anyways, I'm using this Domain Keskus service, and this has been really good for me personally to get used to using public domain services. After you've found some kind of web hosting service that you want to use, then the next and the final step is actually to transfer all the files to your preferred service. And for that purpose you need to use File Manager, and you need to add all the files and then all the other files that you might need when setting up your own website. So for example, here is a website, the most simple website that I made, and as you can see, here are the files in my control panel, and I have put them in this folder called public underline HTML. So this is the location where you usually put most of your files. And here you can see I have index file here, which is in HTML. Then I have styles file that's written in CSS, and then I have gallery images.js. So this is a JavaScript file, and this contains instructions for how my images behave on the website. And then I have an assets folder here that contains assets, and then what you usually need for the website is some kind of icon, so you can put your icon file here as well. So so your website then has its own icon on the top. And what else? You need your sitemap.xml file also, so you need to make a sitemap of your website for Google to find it, and with Google uses your sitemap to use it properly in Google search. So sitemap, you really need to do your own sitemap when you're setting up your own website. So sitemap file is also here, as you can see. And then here's this one file, which is actually identity verification from Google. So I have this file here as well. And finally I have htaccess file, which this file can contain instructions for the server. You can also use this file to force HTTPS, so you can use this file for different purposes, but I have put this file here. So yeah, but basically all the files, as you can see, all the files are here, located here, and after you've put all your files here in the public underline HTML file location, you can actually, after that, your website should be fully operational, and this is actually all that it takes. You might have to, after you've transferred the files here using your control panel and you've managed to transfer your files here, you might have to Google some instructions of how you can make the htaccess file, or how you should put these files here. So you might have to do that, but this is pretty much all it takes to set up your own website. That's pretty much all I have to say. When I was studying coding and code, I didn't know how to set up my own website, but if you follow these instructions, it should be really easy to set up your own website, and with these instructions you can actually complete the whole process, and this is all you need to do to set up your own website. And this information is something that's usually not, this information doesn't come with coding instructions. So when you learn HTML or CSS, the videos don't say how you can set up your own website, but for that purpose you usually need to use some kind of web hosting service, and you need to transfer the files also using the file manager. And also one point, if you want to do a website that's more advanced, then you might have to utilize the backend side. You may have to also use, and this website that I have here is actually so simple that this uses only HTML, CSS and JavaScript. But if you want to, for example, make a form, you have to utilize the backend, and you need to use a database and set up a database, and that is more complex and a bit harder to do. But this kind of website is so easy to do that I don't see how you could fail if you know how to make HTML, CSS and JavaScript code. After you know how to code a little, it is actually really easy to set up your own website, and it doesn't cost much. It costs, for me it cost only, this process of buying that one course and buying the domain, it cost me less than 15 euros, which is less than 15 bucks. So it's really cheap, and if you want your own website, then I recommend that you practice doing that for yourself. And you can also use WordPress and other services that are made for making your own website without knowing all the details of coding. But this is something that I really recommend, that you get a basic knowledge of HTML, CSS and JavaScript, and then do it for yourself, because in the long run it can help you immensely to know how to do this. And after you've done this, then there's not too much to learn to get into more advanced stuff. So you can use front end frameworks, or you can set up a database, and all that should be so much easier after you've done your first website. And also after you've done your first website, you almost feel like a coder, and you know that it's not that hard. And after you've done your first successful websites, you find more courage in continuing with that path, and it's not so scary anymore after you've completed your first websites. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you again in one of my future videos. Thanks. Bye bye.